don't let soccer use you, use soccer as like a tool. Me and you, we met through content.
How important do you think football's been in your life?
Football's been the thing that's given me everything I have right now. The things I learned from soccer haven't left me, and those things will always be there for me and always be that foundation that I have. The way I'm able to create relationships, the way I'm able to stay disciplined, the way I'm able to work hard, the way I'm able to show up early before everyone else. And those are all things that I learned from soccer. And what's your mission with Select Generation and like everything you're doing?
Our mission is taking players to the next level and developing players. I'm going to players that aren't seen, that are undiscovered, that need help, and trying to give them a clear pathway to get to the next level, and understand that you don't need to go directly to Division 1. I didn't go directly to Division 1. You quit football for a little bit, or you were having trouble at Plaza, you were a bit of a bench player, you ended up playing Division 1. Moise Bombito went to JUCO, went to Division 1, now plays for Nice in France. Like Brando, who we just had on from Y4Y, he didn't even play college soccer, and now he runs like the biggest private training in New York City. Like so many things with football. Like you built your whole content creation.
Instagram is modern day LinkedIn, and as bad as that sounds, like you're gonna be perceived off your image online, because it's the first thing people see. When I post, I'm like, damn, it's like, are people gonna like this? Like, is someone gonna say something about it? Is my girlfriend gonna say something about it? My parents gonna say something about it?
What is your mission as a person? What's your personal mission?
I'd say my mission, I guess, has always been to kind of lean into the things that made me happy when I was younger. And the older I've gotten, the more I realize, like, the key to happiness are those things, like how we acted when we were younger, the things we enjoyed, the things we did, the people we were with. And I feel like sometimes when you start to get older, you lose touch of those things, and you start to lose that sense of like your childlike self. So for me, it's been having more freedom, being outside more, playing more sports. And yeah, I guess my personal brand has been the way I've been able to express that creativity that I've always had as a kid growing up. And then, yeah, along with sports and just staying in shape. So that's kind of like where I find my most happiness, just creating and living a healthy life.
How many podcasts have you been on? Have you been on any?
Just one.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was that one about?
It was about personal branding and like how I got started and everything.
So if I'm from the outside and I'm looking at you, right, I'm probably going to go to your TikTok or your Instagram, and I'm thinking, wow, this guy has like a big following. He does a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
Who is Hector? Who are you as a person? From someone that looks at your Instagram and thinks, wow, this guy's really successful. He's done a lot of things. He's made it. Is that your story? Are you a different person? What are you like as a person? Someone behind the camera, away from the camera.
I see. Well, I would say I definitely haven't made it, or at least that's what it feels like for me. Like, I've always been someone who's really hungry, really ambitious. Like, I call my girlfriend every other day, and I'm like, I don't know why. I just feel like I haven't accomplished anything. I feel like I don't deserve anything what I have right now. I feel like I'm not gonna become the person I want to become, and that's always been something, I guess, throughout my childhood that's driven me. I've always felt kind of like an underdog of sorts. I was never the best on my team. I was never the smartest in school. I was never the best at anything, but I always put the work in, because I always have that mentality that I'm not exactly where I need to be. And sometimes it's not a good thing, because you're always like looking forward to the next thing. You're always wanting more, and you're not really present. But on the other side, it's also a blessing, because you stay hungry, you stay driven, and you keep growing as a person consistently.
Because I know you did the post recently on Instagram, which was about football and how you were kind of stepping away from football and the lessons you've learned from football. Why did you feel the need to do that post, or what was the reasoning behind your story in the caption in that post on Instagram?
Well, I guess the reason is, on Instagram, as we all know, it's like a lot of highlights and just seeing the highs. But for me, that hasn't been the reality. For the last 2 years, I've dealt with a lot of personal things, whether it's been football, family-related things, personal things that I won't get into, obviously, online. And I just wanted to share that even though I might look like a good player, successful player, good personal brand, making money, like, there's also downfalls to the game. And just sharing that and being open, and obviously got a lot of good feedback from a lot of people. A lot of people resonated with the post. So for me to see that, and see that not only was my feeling validated, but I also was able to validate others' opinions and show that it's okay to feel like you got mistreated at a club. It's okay to maybe not enjoy footy as much anymore. It's okay to change your feelings about the game. And yeah, that was kind of like the purpose of the post, and showing that I'm not perfect, and yeah, just trying to be real online.
I'm really excited that we've got you on today, because I think you've got a really interesting story and perspective that I kind of haven't really spoken to yet, and I'm interested also from a personal point of view to kind of get to know a bit more about you and what you're doing. So I know obviously you're like content creator and that's what you do, but you also work. We're in New York City right now.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, we're in New York City, and you're working here for the summer. You're currently in college. You have projects going on that you work on. You seem like you're doing a lot of things. What do you enjoy doing, or like what's your kind of passion? What motivates you every morning to get up and get things off your to-do list?
I would say it's always been the same thing. Back to tying it into like doing the things that you did as a kid and that you enjoyed as a kid. Like I've always enjoyed creating things, doing things, making money as a byproduct of those things. And for example, I started off doing the typical lawn care stuff with my friends, selling lemonade. Then that turned into reselling sneakers, starting a vintage clothing brand, and then the content obviously. And I've just always enjoyed creating things, and I feel like I have a lot of energy. And sometimes if I'm not dedicating that energy to the right things, like I can be kind of a mess and I'm all over the place. But once I find something I enjoy, whether that be making content, whether that be learning new things about finance, reading books about philosophy or whatever it might be, I really get locked in. And I think that's the reason I'm able to manage so many different things, because I truly love everything I do. And obviously there's moments I don't, but for the majority of time, I really like what I do, and I'm able to balance all those things because they're things I like to do on a daily basis.
So this is predominantly a football podcast, a soccer podcast.
Yeah.
And we talk to agents, coaches, players about their perspective. You're a little bit different in the fact that you've been a player and now you're kind of like a content creator and you're working on your personal brand and storytelling and being a footballer who struggled with football. If I'm a footballer listening to this podcast, why is your story important?
I think my story is important because there's a lot of things that I wish I would have done differently in my journey, because at the end of the day, like obviously I would have loved to continue playing football, and it's something I look back on and I'm like, damn, like I still have that pull to play, but I know like I can't do it anymore. And I feel like I can teach the younger generation or people who are still playing like things they can do to either prevent that burnout or have more success, be happier on the pitch, have more opportunities outside of the pitch. And that's like something I want to continue sharing, and that's like kind of the angle I want to continue to pursue in my personal content.
So you played in Spain, you played for Sacramento, MLS Next, you played at St. Mary's, you played at Elon Division 1, both Division 1 programs. What's your journey from like when you first started kicking a ball until quitting soccer? Like what's kind of the timeline?
I see. So, I mean, we can start all the way back in Dublin, Ireland. I started playing soccer in Dublin, even though obviously I'm not Irish. I was born there, but I don't look Irish whatsoever. But yeah, I started playing there, and then I was a Barcelona fan at first, as much as it hurts to say. But then all my family's from Madrid, so I went to Madrid Stadium when I was little, became a Madrid fan, whatever. Moved to the States, and then I started playing rec soccer, so nothing crazy. And then ended up getting to some competitive stuff, worked my way up, elementary school, whatever. And then I heard about the Development Academy, which is like obviously the before MLS Next happened. And it was Sacramento Republic. They were having Development Academy tryouts. It was like the first year or whatever. And like I told my parents, like, hey, mom and dad, I want to do this. They're like, okay, we support you. And then we went to tell my other club coach, like, hey, I'm going to go try out for Sacramento Republic for the Development Academy. And he told my parents, like, he's not going to make it. Your kid sucks. Like, once he doesn't get picked up, like, we're not offering him a spot on this team. Like, he can go fuck off, basically. And yeah, so I went to the tryouts, did pretty well, made it to like the second to last round. Then I got an email that I wasn't picked up, so I was kind of screwed. But thankfully I ended up at another club called Plaza United in the DA. And then yeah, just kept playing there for a few years. Went to PDP, which is like the state regional team. And then from there I ended up going to Sacramento Republic because I was doing pretty well at my old club. So yeah, just kind of full circle. Like, I was told I wouldn't make it, didn't get picked up, kept my head down, kept working. And yeah, I've always been like I started off as the bench team player at Placer.
At Placer.
At Placer on the DA. I was like the only 04 playing with the 05s on the DA. And I was a captain, but like it still hurt because I was like playing with the younger kids. And then slowly over the years, like just worked my way up, head down, kept grinding. And then, yeah.
How did you get recruited to go play St. Mary's?
St. Mary's, what happened is, I mean, I feel like there's a lot that happened before that.
Okay,
so
sorry.
I was at Sacramento Republic, and then I go to Spain to play. I had a try with Celta de Vigo, and then I ended up going to Corucho, which was like a the first team is in like the third division of Spain, Segunda B. And then there, I was there for like 2.5 months before we realized I couldn't play in Spain because of my papers. Even though I was a Spanish citizen, have Irish passport, Spanish passport, because my parents were living.
Move,
yeah, my parents needed to move, so I got screwed. Didn't know what to do. Ended up deciding to move back to the States for my senior year. And I had gotten ghosted by all the schools that I was talking to because I moved to Spain, and for them it was like kind of a shock. They're like, oh, like you're playing Sacramento Republic, like MLS Next, you're leaving. Like they took that as if I didn't want to play in the US. I don't know why, but they took it that way. So when I came back, had no opportunities as a senior, kind of paranoid, obviously, like a typical senior who's not getting heavily recruited. So I did what I do best, put my head down, and I just sent tons of emails. I think I probably like sent 350, 400 emails, just constantly sending coaches, updating film, whatever. Went to a few ID camps, and then I just played really good at a game at a showcase at Surf Cup, and I got a call from the St. Mary's coach, and basically told me he was really interested, didn't really give me something in the spot there, and then it just took me like months and months of me like pestering him to finally get an offer.
So for someone listening to this, that's what does months and months of pestering mean? Because a lot of players, they get called at the Surf Cup and then they're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should message him, or I'm nervous. What if he says no? What did you do?
So after the call, like I had his phone number saved now, obviously, so I sent him a text and I was like, hey, like appreciate your call, like thank you for reaching out. Really means a lot. I really like the program, whatever. I'd be excited to like continue this conversation another time. And then again, didn't really receive a text. So then like maybe a month later, I sent him an email with some highlight film, let him know how high school was going because we had just won the state championship or whatever. Oh no, this was a little bit earlier. So I just sent him some film from like Placer and got another email. He was like, hey Hector, like thanks for reaching out, whatever. It didn't really go anywhere. And then I knew my club coach kind of had like a tiny bit of a connection with him there. So I was like, look, like it's been like a few months now.
Can you ask him?
Yeah, can you ask him? And I think he kind of pushed it a little bit, not that much. But then again, I just texted the St. Mary's coach again. And then one day I like randomly get a call and he like offered me there. And yeah, he was like, just talk to your parents about it, see what they think.
So how was playing at St. Mary's? Did you play? Did you struggle? How was your experience there?
So I came in as a freshman and I honestly came in like, I think I was playing some of my best football I'd ever played. I was like super confident, came in, crushed preseason, won the fitness test. Felt like I could be playing. Yeah. Not should be, because at the end of the day, it's a coach's decisions. Yeah. Like things don't always work out how they should be, but I felt like I could play at the level and I was confident. Like I was getting support from the seniors, like saying like, keep doing what you're doing, like whatever. And then as the season went on, like I started realizing like I wasn't going to play. Obviously, like it's like 2 games in, 3 games in, 4 games in, you're not playing. It's like start asking questions, start getting a little bit nervous, whatever. And that's kind of when I found like the outlet of social media, I guess, because I was like, I'm only playing soccer and like I'm so focused on playing and playing and playing that it's starting to like eat me from the inside out. And I wasn't really enjoying playing that much and I was getting stressed out. And yeah, just needed that creative outlet. So I started making YouTube videos and that really helped me a lot, find the love for the game, I guess, because it was like, now I have to go train, I have to do this, I have to do that, because I'm documenting the process. And for me, at first it felt like a pain in the ass, but I'm like, I started enjoying it again. I was like making cool videos. I was like kind of like romanticizing your life. Like I'm editing the video and I'm like, damn, this is like fun. Like I'm at a cool facility, like I'm training. So that went well. Didn't end up playing my freshman year. And then spring came around. Spring season, so not fall anymore, and I played really well. Like we played the Oakland Roots USL Championship. I got my shot in that game and took it, and then I started the rest of spring, and coaches were really impressed with me. Like come in as fit next season, do everything right, and you'll have your starting spot, whatever. So then come in as a sophomore, and yeah, just I mean that's like my journey, I guess, from freshman year, how it felt a little bit.
So going into like the social media and the content stuff, you started doing YouTube.
Yeah, I started on YouTube.
And were they shorts? Were they longer videos? Like what was your first video?
Longer form videos.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. I just always looked up to all the soccer YouTubers when I was younger, and I was like, I want to be a role model for other kids now, watching content, trying to understand about the college soccer game, because I feel like there was like the Matt Sheldon, Connor Parson, there was all these like British or professional YouTubers making soccer videos, but there weren't that many in the college space. And I was like, I feel like I could do that. I've grown up watching these guys. Like I can emulate that type of content, or
so what were your videos about? Were they teaching like technical drills? Was it your story? Like, what was your first few videos about?
It was day in the life, just like showing the average day in the life of a college student athlete, like showing what that entailed, what I did.
It's interesting because when you start, like, for example, I started recently trying to do some videos, kind of talking about my story and what I'm about. And it's really difficult to like hit that post button because you're like, what's this person going to think? Or did you have the same problem?
I mean, I've been wanting to start content since forever. And I've been wanting to do YouTube videos because, again, I grew up watching all these soccer YouTubers. I was like, oh, I want to do this too. And I remember I like had some money saved up from like other businesses I had done. And I didn't have I didn't have access to my own bank account at the time because I was like 17 in college, so my parents still had access to my account, and I wanted to buy a camera. So I was like, Mom, like, send me some money, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna buy a camera. And she's like, why do you want a camera? You're not doing like social media stuff, right? And I was like, no, I'm like creating like an album, I want to take pictures and like whatever.
Why? Because you thought she was gonna judge you?
Well, I didn't think, I knew she was gonna judge me. Like, immigrant parents, like, seeing you post on social media, they're gonna be like, well, what are you doing? Like, are you stupid? You're wasting your time. So yeah, I lied and then got my camera, and yeah, like you said, it's scary to post that first video, so that's why I didn't post on Instagram, posted on YouTube, because I knew none of my friends were gonna find me, and didn't post about it till I hit like 10K subs.
So how do you get over this feeling? But maybe you can't get over the feeling, but what's your advice? Because I know that there's a lot of people out there who want to document things, they want to post things, and they're nervous, or what's my dad, my mom, my friend, my girlfriend, this person, what are they gonna think?
Yeah.
What's your advice to that?
I mean, I feel like you said, even you're still posting and you still like feel that fear sometimes posting, and I do too. Like, when I post, I'm like, damn, is like, are people gonna like this? Like, is someone gonna say something about it? Is my girlfriend gonna say something about it? Are my parents gonna say something about it? And it's a normal thing, and it's not like it goes away. It just gets easier because you deal with it so much. You're just like, oh, like, it doesn't really matter. And you start to realize it doesn't matter that much. And yeah, at the end of the day, you're gonna get judged whether you like it or not, but you need to worry about yourself and put yourself out there. And the amount of opportunities that it opens for you with content are incredible. Like, me and you, we met through content. I met other people through content. I met Femi, Isaiah Reed, like all these big people in the football space, content space. I've been invited to games with Real Madrid legends. I've met other players, and like the amount of opportunities that can open for you, not just playing, but career-wise, are incredible. And like,
yeah, I think my answer to how do you get over that feeling would be, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about like Diary of CEO is one of my favorite podcasts, and also I've been kind of Hormozy, you know Hormozy?
Yeah,
he does a lot of content, and it's like, and was it Gary Chuck? Chuck, he's really good. I don't listen to his like long form, but I watch the short form, and he's just saying like, people are so worried about their own life, right? Like, when I posted my first video, I was like, oh, what's this person gonna think? I remember I was like looking at the views and looking at my story, who viewed it. Like, think of it the other way around. Like, when you see a piece of content on your feed, oh, that's cool, next.
Yeah.
Like, I have to worry
10 seconds later, you don't even know what you watched.
I have to worry about my life. I have to worry about what's going on with whatever I'm doing with Select Generation, with how my mom, my dad, my girlfriend, all of this stuff. I don't care about what you're posting, right? If it's cool, I like it, I support it, but that's it. Right? Like, no one, like, everyone's so focused on what they're doing, they don't care about what you're doing. And I think that is, I mean, obviously you need to post like a couple of videos to go over it, but then after you've got over that, it just kind of feels natural.
Yeah, it just feels easier to put yourself out there because you realize nothing's really going to happen.
But also, I think it's good to have the feeling of what are these people going to think about it, because imagine you don't care at all what people think about it. You can post something that is controversial or like not cool or really might rub people up the wrong way, but if you're conscious, okay, what is this type of audience, this person, then you can kind of tailor your video tactically to think about, okay, what's going to do well, or what people are going to like, or how is it going to perform, you 100%. Know? How do you, before you make a video, for example, do you spend a lot of time planning it? Do you kind of just think, oh, today I have this idea, I'm going to do it? Like, what's the process from idea to post?
And actually, one thing I kind of want to hit on before that is you were talking about like knowing the people like who are watching your content, etc. But I would also say, if you're starting to film content and you're an athlete, also like knowing your surroundings. Like, you don't want to come in like first day of preseason with your camera, vlogging around, taking videos. Like, you don't want to give the wrong impression. And that's like something I started. Like, first I filmed with my phone a little bit, like here and there. Then I like brought my camera, but only when I would train by myself privately. Then like you start to like slowly integrate it to where it's not like Hector just pull out a huge vlogging camera and is like putting in everyone's face. Like, you obviously have to do it naturally. And
but how do you find that out? Because, for example, that's something that I struggle with sometimes. Like, I like to be quite, how do I say, like reserved. Like, for example,
Low-key.
Today
Yeah.
we were at a showcase and I'm thinking, I don't really want to get my camera out. It's not really the right scene. It's not really
Yeah.
me. But then like 30 minutes later, I'll be like, oh, I wish I captured that.
Yeah.
So how do you balance like getting your camera out, taking the right moments, and also like being respectful and knowing, like reading the room?
I think it's kind of what you said. Like, you're always going to feel like you should have filmed that or shouldn't have filmed that. And it's just kind of the way it goes. Like, for me too, I wish I would have filmed like me walking into here so I could do like a little B-roll later. But I mean, you're always going to feel like you didn't film enough or you filmed too much. And it's just like bouncing throughout. Like, I think that's a happy medium. Like, if you're filming too much and you're not filming a lot, then it balances out. I wouldn't say there's like a set way you should be filming, but I think it's just being cautious of not giving the wrong impression. And I think that's pretty easy to do. Like, when I was traveling through the airport or on the bus with all my coaches there, obviously wouldn't pull out the fat ass camera, but when I'm sat down with my teammates in the back of the bus and we're like chatting, it doesn't matter because everyone's doing their own thing on their phones, listening to music, again chatting, and yeah, so that's how kind of I controlled it.
So what's the timeline or the steps from idea to posting?
From idea to posting, I mean, I've gone through a lot of different ways. Like, I went through like having a whole Google sheet, organizing everything a bunch, to just straight off the dome. And I find for me it's just the best way after like experimenting with different types of or different ways of making this content is I have like a notes app where I just jot down ideas, and then when I'm like in a creative state of mind, I guess, I just sit down and film a video or edit the video, make the script. Like, I try to keep it like very organic and not too planned, because I feel like when it's over planned, it feels that way in content. And when you're making content, the more organic you can make it feel, the better.
How do you come up with new ideas and not have repetitive content?
Like I said, I literally just be going throughout my day and like an idea pops up and I write it down in my notes app. Like, for example, the other day I met with a friend for dinner last night. I hadn't seen him in 11 years. We met like in a camp in Minnesota, and I was going to tie that into a video on my new series of Life After Sports, how like you're going to miss your teammates, you're going to miss your friends from sports, but like you need to put yourself out there and still make new relationships, connect with old people, and like still have that sort of environment or community around yourself. And that's an idea I just got on the subway, like on the way to dinner. And like, I just think you're always going to have little moments or ideas that pop in throughout the day, and just like jotting those down helps a lot.
What would you say with someone that's overwhelmed about all the ideas that they have and they can't focus on one to pick?
I would say just get started. Like, stop overanalyzing, because I find that a lot. Like, a lot of people come to me for content advice and they're like, oh, I have like a million ideas, or I have a million video examples and like inspirations, but like if you don't edit a video, if you don't post that video, you're not going to know which direction you want to go into. And I just think getting started and getting it done, just like in anything, like if you sit at home and you plan a session for like 4, 5, 6 hours, you get to the field, you're going to be exhausted, you're not going to want to train, and it's just like, it's counterproductive to an extent, I would say.
What makes a video go viral?
I would say what makes a video go viral is kind of on the aspect I was touching again. Or hold on. I'd say like kind of what makes a video go viral would be making it seem very authentic. And
how important is the hook?
Wait, hold on, let me change. Yeah, like I would say making a video go viral is a lot in the hook, and then just in making it feel very organic. Like, you want to feel like you're talking to a friend, and you don't want to come off too arrogant. Like, I was just telling someone the other day, the more vulnerable, the more real, and the more honest you are with your audience, the more the video is going to hit. And I think a lot of the time nowadays, people are trying to like make themselves seem really cool and make themselves feel like above everyone. But the more real, the more down to earth, and the more honest you are, and the more unique you are, because at the end of the day, I'm me, you're you, and like if you hone into that, you're gonna be able to create content that really is you. And I kind of fell into a trap where I was like, I would see this guy posting content is doing really well. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna copy him. But like, the more you do that, the less creative you are, the less story of yourself you're telling, and the more you start to blend in with everyone else.
I want to talk about the showing off part, because that's something that I am quite conscious of. I know that I'm very grateful for the lifestyle that I have. I get to travel a lot. I get to meet amazing people. I get to do amazing things. I don't have a nice Rolex. I don't go on the nicest holidays. I don't drive a nice car. Like, I don't buy a new pair of shoes every week, right? Like, I feel like I'm quite humble. Obviously, like, I appreciate nice things, and I can go to nice places, and I understand that I am very fortunate for what I'm able to do. But when I am trying to create content and a video, I am conscious. I don't want it to look like I'm showing off.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like it's a struggle with the balance, because
it does well on social media, but then on the other side, you want to give off the wrong impression.
no, it's like,
Or what?
because for some videos, it's like you need to show that you've done something and achieved something and had success for it to go viral, or to show that you've done something. But at the same time, I don't want to make it look, okay, I did this, I'm the king of the world, like I'm the best. So how do you balance like showing that you're this person that's done this? For example, like, I'm a Division 1 soccer player. Like, come on, man, you're like, but then you are a Division 1 soccer player, so it's cool. You should say that. So, like, I moved to New York for the summer, and I live, or I don't know what you would say, but like, for example, I built a football team, and I get to do what I love and travel a lot, right? Some people might think that's showing off, and then I'm thinking, am I showing off? Are they going to think I'm arrogant? Like, how do you balance what you've achieved in your success versus being arrogant and showing off?
So I think what you're kind of talking about or hitting on is like, how do you use an authority hook without coming off as like corny or trying too hard or trying to show off? And I think there's a way to do it, which is like flipping it the reverse way and doing like a negative authority hook. So imagine, for example, the other day I was meeting with this tech entrepreneur, and he's like talking about the same problem. Like, he's made millions of dollars, but he doesn't want to come off in a video and be like, I've made millions of dollars at 24 years old and this is my story. So instead, I'm like, you've probably had like a lot of hard things that you've gone through to get to this stage. So instead of flexing how much money you've made, maybe you can flex how much money you've lost to get to the place where you're at. So he can say, instead of saying I've made millions of dollars, I went $500,000 in debt at 24 years old. And then that's like, holy shit, like, you know what I mean? It's like the opposite, but it still shows that authority, and then you build into it and explain how you got yourself out of it, because it catches someone's attention.
How long did it take for you on Instagram to go from, I don't know how many followers you had, 1,000, 2,000 to 75,000? How long are we talking?
So I was like at 3,000, 4,000 Instagram followers for a while, and then I posted this like YouTube short I made for YouTube. I posted it on Instagram Reels, and it got like 500,000 views. And then I was like, wow, like I barely even tried on that video, and it blew up. So then I started posting slowly. And then from one day to the next, I went from like 7,000 to 40,000 in like a month. Wow. So yeah, it was a pretty fast growth.
So I want to talk about this like long game, because I've, like, for example, for Select Generation, we started out 3 years ago with no followers, like 100, 200 followers. And now we're at, probably by the time this gets released, we'll be at 17,000, which I'm really proud of, right? And that's taken like 3 years. And I swear, every month I feel like a win, like 1,000 more, 500 more. And I love it. It's amazing to see kind of the effort that we put into it, and the educational piece and the content and the editing and the time. And that is really kind of motivating for me. But people look at it now and think, oh, you've probably always had that, or it's always been like that, or it's been easy for you. And they don't see, like, if you scroll down to the
years and years and years,
the 1,000 posts it took to get there. So for someone that is thinking like, okay, Hector, I want to get to like 50,000 followers tomorrow, like, how would you describe the long game of content? Like, how important is the long game versus the short game?
I mean, I would say it's the same way for everything. Like for football, to put it into football terms. Obviously, when I started playing recreational soccer, I didn't think I would play Division 1 soccer, be playing in Spain or doing any of that. And I just kept playing because I loved what I was doing. And over time, well, you start having new doors open, new opportunities open up, and the same thing kind of for like content. Like, I started making videos maybe when I was like in 6th grade, making funny soccer skits with my friends, and didn't think any of it, obviously, but those little skills that I learned there ended up being like the foundation for like what I'm able to do now. And another example, I also had like a video editing service agency that I did during high school to make some extra money on the side. Again, learned some video editing skills. Then I started making the YouTube videos during college, and like all those little things, maybe it's like been like 6 years in the making for me to get to where I'm at now with 80,000 followers on Instagram, 16,000 on YouTube, 50,000 on TikTok. And like, yeah, like you say, you just see the number, but you don't see all the years under that have led me to be able to build that, and all the skills I've also stacked over the years to be able to get there. Same way when you look at an athlete, maybe like Lamine Yamal, you're like, oh, he's just an 18-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid who's playing in La Liga. You don't know what he's sacrificed to get to where he is. So I just think it's something you need to put in perspective. When you see people have something you don't, they've probably done something you haven't.
Was there any moment where you felt like quitting?
On social media? Yeah, 100%. I would say after my freshman year of college, I was kind of burnt out from filming the same YouTube videos, and I was doing all the editing and I was doing everything. I was like, this is boring. So I kind of stopped for like 5 or 6 months, and that's when I started posting short form content, because like I can get the same message across in less time and have more impact. At the end of the day, get more eyeballs on it, which is what matters.
What do you think is the biggest... So how long have you been doing content now for? You say 3 years, 4 years, 5 years?
I mean, full time, I would say like 2.5 years, but making videos online, posting them on TikTok, I would say about like 5, 6 years.
What do you think is your biggest asset or your biggest skill as a content creator?
I would say my storytelling for sure. I just enjoy like expressing the things I go through in like a creative way, and then like I say, I just really enjoy it. Like I'll sit in front of the computer for like 3 hours, like finding the perfect song, finding the perfect clips, making the text better, fixing the text, learning a new effect on YouTube. So I would say it's definitely my storytelling, and that's the aspect that I'm trying to explain is what impacts the most on social media, because you see everyone do all these copy paste videos, you see everyone talk about the same things, use these ChatGPT prompts, ChatGPT scripts, and everyone at the end of the day sounds the same. So the more you're able to tell your story in your way, the more you're going to stand out, and that's what I do really well. And like if you saw the video I posted recently, it's like 500,000 views in like 4 days, and it's just because I told my story in my way, and yeah, just stayed real to myself.
How long does a video like that take to edit? How much work goes into a video that gets 500,000, 1 million views?
I see. Honestly, it wouldn't be as much as you think. And what's funny is that sometimes the videos you put the less amount of effort in are the ones that get the most views. Just to put into context before we even talk about that, I've had a video get like 17 million views, and it's just a video of my friend playing me a long pass, me trapping it and playing it back. And I posted that as a joke. And it blew up. I think I got like 10,000 followers from that. But for example, for the video I posted the other day, I'm able to make those edits faster now, obviously, because I have the editing skill. And then I also have all the B-roll clips, which I have like a saved library of all like my B-roll. So it's more like spending time on the script, which probably took me like an hour, hour and a half. And then editing, I would say probably like 2.5, 3 hours, like 4 hours for that video.
Why do you think that... I want to ask something that I'm personally interested in, is that why do you think that you get a video with 7 million views or 700,000 views and you get 10,000 follows, right? Because my thinking is that you've got a big portfolio of content and you've been posting for 2 years, right? So they say, oh, this guy posts interesting content, like I'm going to follow him. But let's say that you had one post on your Instagram. Do you think the same number of people would follow you? Or do you think that because you've got a strong amount of posts from the last 2-3 years, that's why people follow you when they see these videos?
Well, I think...
Why do you think they click the follow button?
I mean, I think over time, like the more followers you get, mentally the follow button gets bigger in other people's mind, because obviously like when you see someone with 3,000 followers, you're like, oh, why would I follow him? Like he's just a loser. Obviously I don't think that, but like in people's head, they're like, why would I follow this guy? Like he's not a creator. So I guess like the bigger your following gets, the bigger the follow button gets in other people's heads. And then I would say honestly the content sometimes that gets less views has given me more followers though, because it's been more value driven. Like the soccer one where I'm juggling and it has like a cool sound, it didn't really provide any value. Like yeah, I got 10,000 followers, but compared to how many views it got, like 17 million, that's not that many.
So what's your audience? Like who are you trying to target?
I would say just like young people who want to max out their life and like learn and be healthy and do things they enjoy. Like it's very broad, and I like even people who don't play soccer can relate to my content, because it's just very, you can tell it's like authentic. It's me just being me, being healthy, being smart, and yeah. So
when you try and create value in your video, what's the thought process of this video is going to create value for the next person?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you think about the value?
Well, like I say, I try to tie in every video to some sort of lesson, and that's like tying back to my notes. Like I'll have a realization throughout the day, and I always try to like tie that lesson into a video. So it might just be a day in the life, but I tie in like maybe I explain how I've been practicing doing less instead of doing more, because I'm being more intentional and working harder in certain things. Just like, I don't know, just random lessons I tie into videos.
How important do you think football's been in your life?
I mean, I would say football has been the thing that's given me everything I have right now. And I think one thing you say a lot that I like is that, how do you say it?
Football's a tool.
Yeah, it's like don't let soccer use you. Use soccer as like a tool, because at the end of the day, it's gonna give you the foundations for a lot of things in life, for your professional career, your personal relationships, your family, and I think I'm the person I am today because of the sport. And even though I'm not playing it anymore, like I'm making a video actually right now, I'm editing it, is like, yeah, I left soccer, but the things I learned from soccer haven't left me, and those things will always be there for me and always be that foundation that I have. The way I'm able to create relationships, the way I'm able to stay disciplined, the way I'm able to work hard, the way I'm able to show up early before everyone else. And those are all things that I learned from soccer, and I'll be forever grateful for them. And again, I'm in this podcast studio because I started making content because I was playing soccer. So
what has, you mentioned a few things there, what has football taught you? Because I try and push a message or a narrative that like football is so much more than just playing, right? Because we talk to a lot of players that want to play college soccer, we talk to a lot of players that want to play pro soccer, and I want them to have goals and I want them to get to the next level and be motivated and achieve things. But you got to think of the bigger picture of like what football can give you, the experiences,
100%.
Meeting people, you just say like being disciplined, going to the gym, eating the right food, your parents coming and supporting you, being part of a team, being the captain, being a leader, showing up for training at 6 a.m. or going to gym at 6 a.m. when you don't want to, right? Like all these things. What have been some of your biggest takeaways from football? Not like social media and what it's given you, but as a person.
Yeah, I see. I'll say one of the main ones is I've always learned, and this was from a young age, like at the end of the day, I'm in control of my life, and whether a coach doesn't like me, a player doesn't like me, or it's not like the best, how would you say, the best environment for me, I'm always going to get the most out of it, because at the end of the day, if you have a boss you don't like, if you have someone in your life that you don't like in your professional career, like what are you going to do? Complain and tell them that you don't like them, that you can't work with them? No, you have to suck it up. And at the end of the day, like that's something I learned a lot early on. Like I said, like I had coaches who probably didn't believe in me as much, even in my youth career. Like I said, I was on the bench. They didn't think I was good, but you just keep working, keep showing up, and over time those opinions can change. So that's something definitely I've learned and kept throughout my life, like just understanding that you're not going to get along with everyone, but that doesn't mean you can't pretend to, I guess, and make the most out of those opportunities.
So we're in New York right now. You were born in Ireland, you grew up a little bit in Spain, in NorCal, you went to Elon College, St. Mary's. Why are we in New York right now? Why are you in New York?
I mean, I'll say the reason I'm in New York right now is the same reason why I ended up in Division I soccer. I've never taken no for an answer, and I didn't have any connections for college soccer. I didn't have any connections for internships, and same way I sent 300, 400 emails for college sports, I probably applied to like around 250, 300 job applications in New York. And for those of you who don't know, LinkedIn applications or these job applications for these big banks or financial firms take a long time to fill out. So definitely put in a lot of work to get there. And again, didn't take no for an answer, and I had said yes to a different internship, and then like my dad's always told me it's better to have a lot of options than no options. And right as I said yes to this internship, like 3 more internships opened up, and then I was like, I had a lot of opportunities because I had put in that work and I had put myself out there, applied to a bunch of things, and I was able to make a decision and choose the best one for me.
But you're a content creator. Why are you working at a bank in New York?
Well, I would say the reason is I just always want to learn the most and put myself in environments to grow. And while I might be doing something I maybe don't enjoy as much as other things, I know I'm going to get a lot out of it, out of being in New York and seeing how the financial markets work, meeting people that are really smart, that are doing things that I wouldn't be seeing in North Carolina or Sacramento or whatever. And like you said, I'm in New York. I don't know anyone here. My family's in California. Most of my family's in Spain. And like being out here, I've been able to learn a lot, meet people like you, network with other people. The other week I was with someone who runs an app studio in New York, and just like meeting different entrepreneurs. And at the end of the day, like there's no better place than being in New York or in a big city in the US to meet those types of people.
I know. I love this city. I think I'm going to move here at some point pretty soon in the next 6 months. Don't quote me on it, but I'm going to be here at some point. And
it makes you hungry for sure.
I just love so I lived in Napa Valley for a little bit. I went to college in a small town in North Carolina. I went to UNH, which was a big campus, but a small town. I lived in Charlotte for a little bit. Then I was in Napa Valley. And when I was in Napa, I loved the people, the community, awesome. Like, not a bad word to say about the environment there, but I just felt like I was missing something. And I think I've always been kind of like a go-getter. Like, I like being busy. I like being around people, meeting new people, having new experiences. I feel like in the US,
there's not that many cities that give off that.
In the US, I feel like it's an adventure every day. Like, there's something new going on. It's an exciting thing. So I wanted to move to a big city, and I wanted to move to the East Coast. So I was like, I'm going to go to Miami. There's going to be a lot of opportunities there. I'm going to meet people. I'm going to network. It's going to be great. And every time I come to New York, I'm like, this city has everything. You have so many people, different backgrounds, different cultures,
football culture,
different ethnic, different football backgrounds. Because in Miami, it's a lot of like, obviously FIFA based there. A lot of the people who I've met have been like in corporate or like got agencies and stuff. But in New York, you have like marketing people, sales people. You have directors of all these football clubs, and MLS is headquartered here, for example. Like, there's so much in New York, and then you got all like everything is in New York. Like, the financial market, like the world economy, pretty much
relies on New York.
Relies on New York, right? It's such a hub for things. And every time I come here, I see the buildings, and I'm like, wow. Like, obviously, you know, you have success with your personal brand. I have success with Select Generation, the agency, and I'm like, you know, I get not comfortable, but you know, you start to think, okay, I'm doing a good job, and then I come here, and I'm like, wow, I'm absolutely no one. Like, I got so much to achieve. I'm very motivated when I come here. And I see myself being in New York at some point. I don't know if it's for a month, for 6 months, for a year, for 5 years. I don't know. But at some point, I want to be here.
Yeah.
You have been in different cities in the US. Now you're in New York. Has being in New York changed your perspective this summer about like your career, your motivations? Have you felt more motivated, less motivated? What's been being in New York City? What's it done for you as a person?
I mean, I feel like I've always been someone who has wanted to live like in a big city, I guess. I never really had the opportunity because I live like in the suburbs in California, and when I go to Spain and I would be in Madrid, like it's obviously not New York size, but it's a decent sized city. Like I always felt like more hungry, more alive. And same when I would travel to Dubai to visit my uncle, like you see all the wealth, all the people, you meet so many intelligent people. And for me, that's always been something that's really inspiring. And sometimes, like you say, you grow up in a small town in the US, and again, nothing bad to say about where I grew up, but everyone's sometimes a lot more closed-minded, and that's not a bad thing. It's just I want to be surrounded. Yeah, I want to be surrounded by people who make me think, who make me question what I'm doing, who make me feel like maybe I need to work harder because X, Y, and Z. Like, and like you said, like being in New York definitely makes me feel that way. And sometimes I'm just like walking around, like how were they able? Who
someone owns that building? How did they get that?
Like not like, oh, that's a cool house. Like that's a whole ass like.
Yeah. So, and moving to a city alone, I did it in Miami, and it was a really eye-opening experience. I feel like I was the main character of my life when I did that. Before, I was kind of depending on other people for different parts of my life, and I felt like moving to Miami, I was very much independent again. Like I was the main character. I was taking control. I was making decisions. I was building my schedule around what I wanted to do. And that could have gone completely wrong. I could have been, you know, really struggling, missing my family, missing my parents, missing my community, missing the football team that I was playing for. Moving to New York City alone, how was that?
I mean,
did you struggle? Were you?
I honestly, I didn't struggle at all because my parents did a very well job of raising me to be independent from a very young age. And like I've also had certain things in my life, like for example, my dad had 2 heart attacks when I was younger, and for the amount of time my mom had to leave the US to go take care of my dad because my dad was on a work trip, and that was like 3 weeks where my brother and myself were like staying with friends. I got sent to a camp for like a month by myself when I was like in middle school. I spent summers by myself with my cousin when I was like 12, 13. And I've traveled by myself across the world, like to go visit family, and like all those little experiences start to add up and make you not have to rely on people. And I've always just had like a lot of pride in being able to do things myself. And my parents put that responsibility on me, obviously in a safe way. But that's also one of the reasons why I actually moved to North Carolina, because I was starting to get comfortable in California, in St. Mary's. Like I felt like I couldn't grow anymore. I felt I don't know, I was just very comfortable. I knew everyone there. I knew everyone on the team. I got along well with everyone. And I just wanted something more for myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to move as far away as I can in the U.S. I don't know anyone in the East Coast. I don't know anyone in North Carolina. I don't know where I'm going to go, but I know it's going to allow me to grow. And Like right now I live off campus by myself at 20 years old. Like I'm not gonna say it sounds depressing, but obviously it gets lonely at times. And like the only other option I have is to work, to plan for the future, to read, to grow as a person. And I think that isolation sometimes, like obviously I like being surrounded by a lot of people as well and like get motivated, but I think sometimes the isolation as well, and when you're alone, it allows you to grow a lot.
I've got an interesting question. This is something that I've been thinking about recently, right? Like when I have a goal and I achieve it, I'm always looking at the next thing, right? Like I don't really have time to like be like, okay, I really did that. That's cool. Like celebrate it and really like look back. I'm always like, okay, I did that, next. Did that, next. And then I've been reading a lot of books, listening to a lot of podcasts. It's like, when do you arrive? Like, when are you at peace? When are you like completed it, comfortable, looking back and like, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm set, like I'm good. It sounds like from your experiences, you kind of like, obviously you've had a lot of success doing whatever you're doing. You're still looking for the next thing. Do you think, when are you ever going to be fulfilled, do you think?
I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to be fulfilled, and not because I'm never going to get to like my end goal, because I don't really have an end goal in sorts, because at the end of the day, it sounds corny, but it is a journey that makes you fulfilled, that makes you happy, and that's something you start to realize when you get older. But like when people tell you that when you're young, you're like, shut up, man, like you don't know what you're talking about. But for example, the other day I was at home and it was like a Saturday in New York, and I just woken up and I was like doing some journaling, because that helps me like a lot, stay grounded and like reflect, etc. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna look at my old journal. So I pull out one from like 2 years ago, and I started reading everything I had written down, and I was like, wow, like everything I had written down 2 years ago has come to fruition. I'm making the amount of money I want to make. I landed a top internship. I have an amazing relationship with my girlfriend. I have all these things, and sometimes you lose sight of those things when you're building towards a goal that's so big. And being able to reflect and look back and see that growth is something that makes me very happy. And yeah, like you said, like I don't think there's an end goal ever, and there shouldn't be an end goal, because the journey is the goal.
What fulfills you?
I would say what fulfills me is being surrounded by like the people I love, doing the things I love, which is again being creative and having a lot of freedom in my life, and being able to choose for myself and choose for that younger kid I have inside of me and make him happy. And I think that's what really makes me happy, and just being surrounded by people I love.
What do you think about work-life balance?
I think in this day and age, there's a lot of opportunity, and sometimes it's hard for people to realize. Even for my parents, at first, they didn't understand what I was doing with social media, and then they started to see some of the paychecks hit. They started to see some of the money I was making, the success I was getting. And not only that, but the amount of hours I work. Obviously, it's like different because you're kind of working all day, every day, because you're filming, ideating, etc. But the work feels a lot more natural. Like I'm not stressed out about getting to the office at a certain time. I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about that. And it just allows me to have a lot of freedom. I can film videos, make money from anywhere in the world. And I don't know, I think there's a lot of opportunity. And I think it's obviously good to work hard and put in the effort, but to build towards that freedom. Because I think there's a lot of freedom in the world to be had. And again, you're probably working really hard right now with Select Generation, but the goal in the next 5, 6, 7 years is to have a team that can take a lot of the responsibility you have off and set those systems in place to where you can be in the back and kind of just managing everything, moving things around, showing up to these events, putting in new projects. And I think that's like my goal. Obviously, I'm working really hard right now. Like I'm balancing school. I'm working at an AI company out of San Francisco, working in finance. I'm starting a new app. And there's just like a ton of different things that I have going on. And obviously I'm putting in that work up front because I want to have that freedom later on.
Do you ever disconnect? And if so, how?
I would say honestly, that's something I need to do a better job of. And I was journaling about it the other day, because sometimes I pretend like I'm disconnecting, but I'm really not. And for example, I'll be like, it's my 1 hour break, or I'm about to go and chill, and I'll just be on my phone, or I'll watch a movie, or I'll kind of work, kind of not.
Ideas.
Yeah, and it's just like I'm not really turned off. And I think it's very beneficial actually to turn off. And that's why I liked social media when I played soccer, because it was like, if you're at home every day thinking about playing football and you're just overanalyzing everything, you're thinking about, you're thinking about every tiny little detail 24/7. Once you get to the pitch, I don't think that's going to benefit you whatsoever. And I've been talking to a lot of my friends. I have some friends playing in the MLS, and they say the same thing. Like they do things off the pitch now because it helps them be a lot more locked in once they get to the field. And having those things to disconnect, I guess, it's really good. But I need to do a better job of that right now.
No, I completely agree. I think I really struggle with disconnecting because I think when you're an entrepreneur and you're, especially a content creator, like you've got to always be up to date with trends, or like, I think I've never been diagnosed, but I think I have ADHD.
I do too. I've been diagnosed.
Yeah, I think, and I've never had medicine. My mum always told me that I didn't have it, and I was just an annoying kid. But anyway, love you, mum. But no, I think I struggle to disconnect a lot, and it's something that I've been thinking about recently too. And I think I'm always like, my mind is always right. Maybe it's because I'm kind of in the early stages of what we're building or what we've built, and I maybe haven't delegated as well as I should have, and so I've always got something to like manage. But then again, it's like the journey, right? Like what you talked about, like the journey is so important, because when I think about like where, like day one to now, and I think about the journey, like that's what fulfills me, like seeing the progress, like that's really exciting for me, and that makes me think that we can do 100 times better, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that, yeah, disconnecting is something that I really struggle with. I think for me, the easiest way to disconnect is like talking to my friends and my girlfriend and my parents, like spending time with them, going to dinner, or I don't know, going like, I can't watch TV or watch a movie because I'm just like, I want to check my phone and see who texted me, or think about a new idea of something.
Or if you got an email, or
if
whatever,
I've got an email, like, yeah, I don't really know the answer to disconnecting, to be honest. But I think I really enjoy like what I do, and probably you're the same. So like, it doesn't really feel like work. Like I used to work.
Like your life is your work, so to an extent, it's hard to disconnect.
I used to work at a company, have like my first job out of college, amazing company, amazing people. But like I was like doing something for their life. Like they were the main character, and I was kind of supporting them with their life and whatever they wanted to do, and like supportive task, administrative tasks for them, and I like couldn't disconnect because I was like, I have to reply to Slack, or I have to be online for Microsoft Teams, and I couldn't disconnect, but I was like living their life. But now it's like I can do whatever I want as long as it's for my mission and my goal, and that's what I enjoy. Yeah, you know,
100%.
So
I think there's one thing I've been doing a lot lately is like taking a morning walk. As soon as I wake up, like I just get dressed, literally hop outside, I'll take a 20-30 minute walk.
Podcast, music?
Nothing. Leave my phone, leave everything. I
would go crazy.
I just get dressed and head out and take like a 20-30 minute walk, and it's been helping me a lot. Really? Because like I have time to process.
What's your advice for me trying to disconnect?
I would say, honestly, the morning walk helps me a lot, and I've heard that a lot in podcasts. Like a lot of people do that. They just wake up and just get outside, get walking, and like it gives your mind time to run through everything and kind of see what actually needs to be done. Because sometimes I wake up and I get straight to work and I'm like bouncing around tasks and like I don't really know what to do.
Prioritize.
Yeah, and then I think forcing yourself, as hard as it is to like take some time off, whether it be like a day on the weekend or 3-4 hours, and that's something I need to do better of. But just like finding that space and time to like shut off. But for me, like you said, there's a few things that turn my mind off, which my girlfriend, cooking, my family, and like being at the beach in Spain.
But when you're cooking, are you not thinking about making a video out of it?
Maybe sometimes, but most of the time no. Like when I'm cooking something for my girlfriend and for my parents, like I don't know, my mind literally shuts off when I cook. I like it a lot.
How important is having a girlfriend or a supportive partner? Because you have a lot of friends, they might be doing different things, they don't really understand you, or you talk to them, I don't know, once a week, or your best friend, maybe you text every day. I don't know what your relationship's like with your friends or your parents. How important has your girlfriend been in your success?
I would say she's been super important and super pivotal in the success I've had this year, because we've just been dating for this year, but since I met her, like everything in my life has 10x'd. The opportunities I have, the things I'm doing, the money I'm making, and it's just all because of her support. I would say like I don't know, it sounds corny, but I didn't believe in myself that much, or I wasn't as focused, or I didn't have the biggest why. And I think finding the right partner can really help you a lot. And on the other hand too, finding the right partner can also hurt you a lot and distract you a lot and take you off your path, or make you want things that maybe you don't really want. And you need to be, I think the main thing is going into relationships already being in like the right mental space and having the right journey like planned for yourself. Because if you go in like feeling lost and you don't know what you want, you don't know where you want to go, and if you go into these relationships, like I think they can go south.
Have you had a negative experience of a girlfriend whilst doing your career?
No, to be honest. I mean, college I was locked in. I didn't really do anything except content and soccer. So
I need to get some brownie points talking about my girlfriend here, saying she's amazing, really supportive, you know. But
how about yourself? You mentioned you also have a girlfriend. What would you say?
We've been doing long distance. She lives in Toronto.
You're doing long distance too?
Yeah,
me
it's
too.
Tough, man. It's really tough.
It's tough, but I honestly think it's kind of good because I would think about it this way. I feel like if I was there in person, not that I don't work hard, but I feel like I would work less hard.
Completely
And since
agree.
you're not with her, you're like, the only other better thing I have to do than be with her is work hard. So I think in the early stages, I think it's not a bad thing.
It's been really good in the early stage long distance because, I mean, this is a football podcast. This is not a relationship podcast.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is interesting, you know, being versatile on the podcast. But anyway, for me, long distance has been important because it's like, and I tell her, like, I'm really busy, I'm traveling, like, I got a lot of things to do, but I'm going to give you time, and, like, you're really, really important to me. And I know that, like, for half an hour before I go to bed, like, I got to call her and we're going to talk, not because I have to, because I want to, but it allows me to, like, do everything I need to do and get it out of the way so I can look forward to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of, like, if she's at home and I'm like, I don't want to take this call because I need to make dinner with her or do, like, not that I think our relationship would be like that, but
yeah, I think there's obviously pros and cons to long distance.
I mean, it is definitely difficult. It means you've always got like a holiday to look forward to. You know, it means that the time you spend together is a little bit more special, I guess. But I think that having a partner supporting you is really important because it's a very lonely place being like an entrepreneur and like managing a lot of different things. Like, you've got 4 jobs. I've got like 80 players that I'm managing, and it's a lonely place. And you like question yourself, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? And I think being with, and not just a girlfriend, but like your friends and your parents, being supportive is really important. Like, at the start of when we started Select Generation, there's a lot of people that kind of talk shit about us, or they doubt you, or they think, I don't know, this is going to be successful. Why are you doing this? You should, like, my parents, to be fair, they were supportive, but like when I told them I was going to quit my job to do it full time, they were like, Sam, you sure? Like, you have a really good job, like you have a like comfortable salary, you have a pension, all of this. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not what I want to do. I want to do this.
Yeah.
How important do you think having a network around you is? How important is that?
I would say it's very important. It's honestly something I've kind of lacked in North Carolina. Like, obviously I have my girlfriend there and she's always there for me, but again, we're long distance. My parents live in California. My other side of the family, my family is in Europe. So I honestly, just being honest, like, I feel alone sometimes, and that's also because I stopped playing soccer and I don't have my teammates that I see every day. I live off campus, so I just go to class and I come home, and I do feel that effect, and I realize like I'm missing out on something important. But again, I do have my girlfriend, my family there, my family overseas. I talk to them, but I think having that human connection is also an important thing, and it's something I don't have as much anymore, but I have 1 more year left of university, so just going to grind it out.
I think it's just that part of your life, you know, where you, like, I was very alone at some points in Miami. Like, I made a lot of friends through football, but I wouldn't really see them other than football, and I was working really hard and alone. And obviously I have like Victor, my best friend partner, who does a lot of things for us, like, together as a company and what we're trying to achieve in our mission. But I think like there is a lot of like lonely times, and you have like self-doubt. Am I good enough? Is this going to work? Like, what if this doesn't work? And I think having a like network of people around you is so important.
Yeah. And
I think also like having like a bad relationship with a like girlfriend can be very detrimental to like the things you want to achieve, the time you're spending on like projects. For example, Una, my girlfriend, she's like, no, like, I'm going to be late calling you today, or I don't know if I'm going to have time to call you today. Like, really got to do this. She's like, do it. Like, I support you. I'm proud of you. Like, this is amazing. Like, go for it. And I think that's really important. Like, finding the right people too. And I've not lost, but I've distanced myself from a lot of friends because I remember there was this one trip that I was like, I really want to see my like college roommate. I wanted to go to Boston, see him just for the weekend. Like, I had a weekend off, and I was like, I want to see you, spend time with you. And they were just like going out drinking and doing whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
And like, I love those guys. They're like my best friends from college, but it's like, it's not really what I'm about. Like, I want to like go to a museum or go for a bike ride or go for a run or go for a nice dinner, see something new. I don't want to be out partying, drinking. Like, it's not what I'm trying to do. And I think like, as you get older, I think your circle gets smaller and smaller, but I think it's a good thing. And I think it depends, like, picking your friendships. And that kind of goes on to the point of like, you want to meet people that are motivated, that are doing cool things that you're interested in.
And I think a personal brand and content is the best way to do that.
how do you make new friends? How do you meet new people that are motivated, that are interesting? Because after you, like, I remember I was like stressed about finding a girlfriend after college. I was like, I'm not gonna, like, in Miami, I swear, I like didn't talk to any girls because I was so busy. And I was like, am I ever gonna meet a girlfriend? Am I gonna, like, how am I gonna make friends through football? Yeah, but like, how do you?
I would say one thing for me for content, like, in being in a small town, living in San Francisco, obviously not in San Francisco, but like in the outskirts of San Francisco, living in Sacramento, and being young, it's sometimes hard to find your people or people doing the same things as you, and you feel weird because you're in your small town, you're the only one making videos, you're the only one trying to resell this, you're the only one trying to do that, start a business, and you can feel weird. And for me, again, content has been a way where I've been able to meet people from all over the US, all over the world. And not only that, but I actually make sure those relationships like come to real life, because at the end of the day, that's the point of life, having in-person relationships, and they shouldn't just be over the phone. And I've gone to Italy to meet this guy I met over Instagram, and he does health and wellness content. And I just like meet a bunch of people in person through these relationships that I make online from my content, and I just bring in the people that are doing similar things or being creative, learning new things. And I think content is a really good way to do that in our day and age. And I think that's the biggest gift it gives to us, to be able to create human connection. I think that should be the end goal of making content, being able to connect with people and get your message out there, and then eventually bring those relationships in person. That's what you do at Select Generation. You're making content, you're attracting people, and then the end goal is to bring these players to events, bring these players to clubs, and help them live their dreams. But I think without social media, you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing right now. No one would know about Select Generation, or at least not a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's really important for our audience. And that's like part of the reason why we started doing the podcast, because it's like the social media is great. You see pictures, you see short videos, but like
personality
over the podcast, you can get to know what I'm about, my mission, who I am. And I bring on really interesting guests that talk about their life, their story, and it opens up perspective. I have players that will send me like a recap of every podcast, like, hey Sam, I learned this, or that was really interesting what you asked him. Next time, ask him this type of question, you know? And I love that, and that's really interesting.
Could I ask you one question really quick?
Yeah, go on.
What's your mission with Select Generation and like everything you're doing?
I think our mission is taking players to the next level and developing players. So as a core agency, I want to get better players every time. I want to help them get better commitments, better signings at clubs. Like, I really want to have a portfolio of professional players in 10, 20. If it takes me 100 years, it takes me 100 years. But I want to get the best players, develop them, give them experiences and pathways that they haven't got at the moment or they're struggling with. I'm not going to professional academy players and saying, hey, let me represent you. I'm going to players that aren't seen, that are undiscovered, that need help, and trying to give them a clear pathway to get to the next level, and understand that you don't need to go directly to Division 1. I didn't go directly to Division 1. You quit football for a little bit, or you were having trouble at Plaza, you were a bit of a bench player, you ended up playing Division 1. Moise Bombito went to JUCO, went to Division 1, now plays for Nice in France. Like Brando, who we just had on from Y for Y, he didn't even play college soccer, and now he runs like the biggest private training in New York City. Like, there's so many things with football. Like, you built your whole content creation. Like, so my mission is helping players, developing players, and educating players. And I think that if I can use our platform to help a player that needs some help, that's a bit lost, like I was, like you were, that's my mission, to help someone that needs a bit of help and a bit of direction. And
with your content and personal brand, everything you're putting out there, what would you say kind of the purpose of that is, or why does Sam want to post?
Yeah, good question. I think that I really enjoy content, and I realized that when we started investing more time into Instagram, and mainly Instagram or social media in general for Select Generation, it really helped us get better players, better coaches started seeing us online. And then I realized I had like players following me, parents following me, and I realized like people are looking at my stuff. Like, I need to be professional, and I need to, like, I also have a platform that I can use and come across online. And I think kind of similar to you, I actually met Connor McKay in Miami, and I went for a coffee with him because I saw one of his videos online. I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, and I always knew I had a story, but I didn't really know how to tell it. And I thought I was being, not arrogant, but I thought that if I told my story,
you're giving the wrong impression.
It would give the wrong impression, right? And I met him, and we spoke for like an hour over a coffee about like what he's doing and how it's helped him, and the brand like partnerships and people messaging him. And I was like, I think this could be interesting. And I think my mission with my personal branding is to meet people, connect with people, educate players, help players, and open up more opportunities, And I really like meeting people. I really like having a decent online profile that people kind of respect me and see me online, because I think now I've realized that people kind of respect me a bit more. More people will message me, open up more doors, or when I message someone, they respect me more because of my online presence.
I like to say Instagram is modern day LinkedIn, and as bad as that sounds, like you're going to be perceived off your image online, because it's the first thing people see.
And I would never say judge a book by its cover, but I from firsthand have realized, like, if you have a better looking, I'm not saying my Instagram is the best, but if you have an Instagram or a LinkedIn or
whether you're
Facebook,
giving value or it looks good or whatever, people are going to...
It's interesting for people, and it's easier to network. For example, if I go to you, you're a Division 1 coach. Hey coach, do you need a player? I've got a winger. Here's his video. Look at him. I get 100 messages from agents a day and 300 emails from players. Hey coach, do you want to come on my podcast? Like, I would love to talk to you about your recruit. Oh, Sam, like, thank you so much. Like, let's talk. You get to know me, I get to know you. It's an easy way to network and use it as a tool. So I think I'm trying to use my personal brand and videos as a tool to help me network, not selfishly, but to help me network, meet people, give me more opportunities,
and at the end of the day, help self generation and help your players,
which can help the players to do whatever they want to do. Because at the end of the day, I want to get players to professional level, and if I can do that with my personal brand, amazing.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we are in an attention economy, so the more eyeballs you can get on your product, on your company, on your people, the more value you can give to everyone else. So I think that's a really good.
Hector, last question. What are you most grateful for?
I would say I'm most grateful for my parents, because without them, I wouldn't be in the U.S. I wouldn't have the values and the outlook on life that I have, and they've given me a ton. They left Spain when they were like 22, 23, so they spent more time outside of Spain than inside the U.S. Wait, can you ask that again?
Hector, what are you most grateful for in your life?
I'd say the thing I'm most grateful for is my parents, because they're the ones who've given me all the values I have, all the outlook I have on life. They've opened all these opportunities for me, and my dad and my mom have just been great role models of what it means to like work hard and dedicate yourself for your family, for a bigger cause. And I mean, my parents left Spain when they were in their early 20s, and they haven't been back since, like, to live full time. Obviously, they go back for vacation or whatever, but they've been away from their parents, from their siblings, from their cousins for for 30 years. And that for me, like, it's like they've sacrificed so much to bring us to the US, to give us these opportunities, to put me into college, to take me to a good high school, to drive me to these trainings. And honestly, without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at, and they've given me everything. So I think I can't do anything else but give them everything they've gave me.
Amazing.
So say yeah.
Amazing, guys. That's a wrap for the podcast. We'll obviously tag Hector's Instagram. He's well followed, so if he doesn't reply, I'm sure he will at some point. No rush, no worries. But yeah, if you learned something, send him a message. Send us a message. That was a really interesting podcast. I learned a lot from you, and I think it was good to talk about different things other than football, even though football is the main thing that kind of brought us together. Use football as a tool, guys.
Exactly.
But Hector, thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.